where I'm from. I work at St. Michael's Hospital as a counselor in emergency. I work with people who are underhoused, those who suffer from mental health and addiction. I advocate for those who cannot advocate for themselves in our community. I own a pet food store just down the street from here called Pet Cuisine and Accessories. We talked about my dogs earlier, Ollie and Oscar. I've owned this store for the last 10 years. And I live in the south end of Cabbagetown, also for the last 10 years. But before we look ahead, let's take a step back. Talking about myself is very difficult. It's not part of my culture to talk about oneself. It's actually a taboo to talk about oneself and one's family. But I'm going to step out of my comfort zone today because I need your help to get elected. And so I'm going to share with you my history. I came to Canada at the age of 6. The year prior, my younger brother was killed by a drunk driver while crossing the street. It was never the intention for me to move here, but the following year I moved here with my grandmother. I came here to a strange environment, a new world, didn't know anybody, so it was quite an adjustment change for me. Went to school with different strange norms and values I wasn't aware of, and tried to adjust the best way I could. But for most of the time in elementary, I sat in the classroom, I was invisible, didn't speak unless I was spoken to, and it went on like this for many years. And when I did go to high school, I was one of 5 black kids out of 800 people in high school. And it was in grade 10 I encountered my first black teacher. And he sat me down and said, "Chris, you know what, you're a smart kid, you can do better than you're doing now." And so I decided to pick up my boots and start to try to do better. One, because I was trying to, impress him, right? And he actually gave me my first A. And I realized then that I was capable, I was smart enough. And eventually I started working for myself. And the following year, I ran for student council president. And the principal at the time, Mr. Ware, called me to his office and said, "No, you're not smart enough. You should take your name off the ballot." But despite his objection, I ran anyway. And that experience, allowed me to find my own voice in the process. I went on to college and I studied law enforcement. And then I went on to university where I graduated from double major with from political science and sociology. So education has shaped my life, as it has shaped so many people before and after me. And I'm thankful to my history teacher, Mr. Augustine, for awakening me in that in grade 10. So I do recognize the value of the support of teachers and administrators who are a reflection of one's community. So I saw myself in my teacher. Even though I experienced bullying and racism and homophobia, I still believe, even today, that education is the great equalizer. No matter where we come from, this is where we can actually advance ourselves, is through education. In the early 1990s, Mike Harris' government has been slashed programs in education. And it still is the case today where with the Liberal government, we're still slashing programs. So Toronto Centre has never really had a progressive voice. Not while I've been here anyway. I don't know who was prior, but for the last many, many years, we haven't had a progressive voice. I believe that I want to be the advocate for our community. I want to sit at the board table and advocate for honestly and openly, is what we need in our community. One other thing, I believe we need to invest in safe schools. I'm talking to parents at the door, for example. Bullying is still a big issue in our schools today. And needs to be addressed, honestly and seriously. And of course, we all know that there's been a lot of school closures in our community as well. And we need to value our public school system. It should consider green spaces, community hubs, and we should do our best to make sure that our community schools remain vibrant, for not only for kids, but for seniors, for adults, for the community at large. I also believe too that we need to invest in French, art, ESL, all those programs, right? They're always the first thing to be slashed in the curriculum. I know when I was in grade 7, I actually studied French horn. It was the first time I picked up an instrument. But you know, a lot of kids in this community don't have the resources to go and take private lessons for art and music. So school is the place where they experience those sort of things, and we need to encourage that. And also too, another thing I forgot was child care spaces. I know that, you know, child care continues to be a challenge in the City of Toronto, and that's an area where the school trustee and the city councilors can work together to bring more child care spaces into the schools and into this city public spaces. So over the course of my life, you know, I am now able to advocate for myself. And now I want to take the opportunity now to advocate for my community at the board table. And I'm asking for your support. As Jen and others mentioned earlier, you know, we need your help to canvass. You need canvass for me, you need canvass with me. I need you to come into the office. We have 10 phone banks here, which is not set up yet, but will be. Call people and get these voters out. And also to, and again, thank you for your money. If you haven't given, please give. Or if you could squeeze some water in your wallet, go ahead. So thank you so much. And together, you know, we could win this, right? You know.
Yes.